What's up, y'all? It's your girl on Casual TTV, and I'm back with another video. And today I am going to talk about my
his first time, but I'ma just be real with y'all.
That I do mean having relations. I do mean intercourse. So, before I get started to this story, I do believe that you have to find a special person to do it with. I don't think you should do it because other people are doing it. I don't think you should do it because you just want to get it over with. I don't think you should do it because of pressure. I don't think you should do it to keep a guy. And if it doesn't feel right, then it's not right. Like, if you're with a guy and the time spent feels rushed, then that's not who you should be with. Like, it's a moment that you'll never forget. And never mind all this background noise. I got my window open. So don't rush it. Like, if you're in high school watching this video, don't rush it. My personal experience in high school, there was a lot of girls out and they were sexually active, and I wasn't. And I was so uncomfortable with the thought of sex that whenever I was in sex ed, I didn't even want to listen to the stories. Like, when my mother mentioned it, I didn't want to hear anything. I just wanted to pretend that it's not real. Like, it's not real. I planned on waiting until I got married. And ideally it's a good idea if the person you're with hasn't been anywhere else as well. Like, if they didn't experience anyone else as well, then I think that's a really good idea. As far as trying to wait until you're married and then first off, it's not it's an awkward experience to me. I like some of my friends, their stories are different, but most of the stories usually have pain in the story. So I guess you can expect that. You can expect it to hurt. I heard what's her name? Jada Pinkett Smith. She said that she already experienced what pleasure felt like before she even got with someone else. And I thought that was really interesting because I never thought of it that way. Like, get to know your own body first. Learn what pleasure is first, and then you can be with someone else and y'all can both experience it together. So yeah, don't rush it. Make sure the guy or girl is someone that you wouldn't mind remembering. I think that's a good way to put it. Like, make sure it's someone that you don't mind sharing a story about. Like, you can get the feeling whether you're being pressured or not. So it's not hard to know. And be safe. Like, sex ed, they always tell you how to use condoms, and it's like spoken about a lot in high school. And me, I was trying to avoid it. Like, yes, they were talking about it, but was I listening? Nope. But I wasn't trying to hear it because I knew that if I don't think about it, it won't happen. So I remember back being a cheerleader, and everyone knew that I was a virgin during high school. They used to kind of taunt me with the fact that I wasn't doing anything at all. I remember I got chased with a condom, like it was like an open condom, and they would chase me on the bleachers with it, and I'm just like, what's really going on? Like, is it really this serious? Like, is it the best thing in the world? Like, why is all these kids just keep trying to talk about it? Like, I didn't really have any interest in it, and within like my what grade was it? My junior year, I was pretty much introduced to it more. Like, more people were talking about it, and things was getting scary for me, because I'm like, oh God, like, more guys were noticing me. I had put on a little weight, so more guys were paying attention to me, and everything just, it revolved around sex. It was like sex this, sex that, and I was scared to get a boyfriend. Like, I was scared to get a boyfriend, and well, no, I wasn't. I was scared of the thought of having a boyfriend, because I thought that boyfriend meant sex, and I wasn't ready for it. I actually had a boyfriend during my junior year, and this was the first guy house I went to, and I was so nervous, because in my mind, all I can hear is all the girls who spoke on when they went to their man's house, what would happen. So I was just shook, like, oh God. I remember I had met him at a bus stop, and we went to his house. We walked the rest of the way, and then we went in, like, introduced to his family, and it was cool. And then out of nowhere, we were like in the living room, but out of nowhere, we had like so much privacy, and I was shook. Like, I didn't even know what to say to him. I didn't know what to say, so we pretty much was just standing there. He was definitely shy too, because I'm like, you're not even saying anything. Like, and then we sat down watching TV, and it was like the weirdest thing, because he sat on the other couch. So I'm in my head like,
Boy, if you don't get...
Okay, so yes, I like the thought that he sat on the next couch, because I didn't feel pressured. Like, I didn't feel like he had to sit next to me and we had to kiss and do all of these things that girls were doing once they got with their boyfriend. So it was nice. Like, the whole time I'm there, I'm thinking about sex. I'm like, oh God, like, oh, is this gonna happen today? I hope not. Whew. Oh boy, it just felt like so much pressure, and he wasn't even pressuring me. It was just the whole thought of me being at a guy's house, like, for the first time. And we was watching music videos, watching TV, regular TV shows, and he was just being such a respectful guy, and I'm like, this is awesome. But on the other side, like, I actually did want a kiss. I'm like, maybe, but it didn't happen. Everything is for a reason. And I remember he sat on the same couch with me for like a few seconds, and that was like before we ended up leaving. But we were talking about regular stuff. Like, it wasn't nothing at all on the situation, so it was cool. When I left, I felt like I didn't get to know him. Like, I went thinking that I would get to know him, and that did not happen at all. Not at all. He didn't have much to say. I was shy, I didn't have much to say, and so we pretty much looked at each other the whole time. We looked at each other, we watched videos, we laughed. I remember T.I.'s song was playing, and then he started rapping along to it. And it was just a nice dry day. It was good. It was a fairly good day for a virgin. It was good. Now, to get to the story. I did not lose my virginity in high school at all. I didn't plan on doing it at all. Guys ran from me because they knew I was a virgin, and nobody had the time of day. Like, nobody. So I'm in a next relationship, and we spent months down on his couch, downstairs on his couch, and the thought of going upstairs, I knew his bedroom was upstairs, so I didn't mind not going upstairs because I'm like, oh God, like, whew. And we ended up at his house, not even, it was unplanned. Like, I didn't plan on going to his house at all because, you know, I'm a little older now, and I'm still avoiding the whole situation. So months go by, and now we're in his room. Now we're watching movies together. We're doing normal stuff. At this point, we experienced the whole foreplay situation. We got familiar with it while we were downstairs, like yeah, so we got familiar with it, and anytime we were upstairs, we weren't doing anything. Like, we wasn't doing none of that. We only did it downstairs. So anytime I would come over, I always make sure I liked the underwear that I liked, just in case he did plan on touching down there. So I'm like, okay, so I'm making sure every time I come over, I'm smelling good, and trying not to sweat. Like, I remember getting so nervous all the time. Like, I used to be so scared every time I went that I used to soak my shirt with sweat. Like, it used to be so much sweat on my shirt because I was so freaking nervous. Like, it made no sense at all. So with not doing any foreplay or anything while we were upstairs, we were just watching the movie, and we weren't even kissing or anything. But I remember I put my hand on his chest, and then he looked at me. So he went back to looking at the movie. So, because throughout the time, anytime anything happened, it was me who initiated it. It was me who would do anything because he was really patient with me. So I moved my hand across his chest again. So it was like back and forth motion now. So now he's looking at me like, you trying to tell me something? So I'm like, oh my God, right? Woo. So now at this point, we're watching what they call, is it pirated movies? We're watching movies that we're not supposed to be watching because it's a website that puts up all the movies that are now out in the movie theaters. So he has a laptop on his stomach. We're both laying down watching the movie, but the laptop is on top of his stomach. And once he looked at me, I guess I had this look in my eye that was saying more than I think I thought I was saying. So all right. So he put the laptop on the floor. He put the laptop down on the floor, and then he started kissing me. And now I'm just in my head like, oh God, we're making out on his bed. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is getting too deep. I'm like, oh man. Whew. So we're kissing, and then next thing I know, he's on his knees. And I'm just in my head like, oh God, what's about to happen? What is about to happen? What is about to happen, right? So now he unbuttons my pants, and I'm like, oh God, like, I'm sweating, but not sweating at the same time. I was just like, all right, like, whoo, this guy here, I'm like, he's hot. He's been so patient with me. So now, you do that little tooch. I did a little tooch to try to, get the pants from underneath my butt. So now he's pulling my pants off, and he puts the pants on the end of the bed. Stupid noise. That's a car passing. So he puts the pants on the end of the bed, and now I'm looking at him like, oh God, like, whoa, like, we've never done this before. My pants never been off. Like, I've known you for months. My pants doesn't come off. Oh my God, and now they're sitting over there. So I remember just looking at my pants like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What happens next? Next thing, my underwear comes off. He took them off and put them right next to the, look, I'm like getting nervous again. I'm a whole grown woman. I'm acting nervous now. So he puts my underwear next to my pants. And he was on his knees because he thought that this is a good way to try and remove my clothes, right? So now he has shorts on while he was laying down while we were chilling. He had shorts on. So at this point, he's pulling his shorts down, and I'm like, oh my God, like, is this about to happen? I'm like, yo, no, this is not about to happen. It's not about to happen. No, it's not. So he took his shorts off, and now I'm looking at him like, what's happening right now? I just remember I went completely numb. I just lay there like, oh God, why? What's happening? I think I felt like I bit off more than I could eat. Not even chew, but it was just more than I could it was a lot on my plate at this moment. So I remember I just laid there like, I went fully numb. I went numb. And what was made it more crazy is we didn't even use a condom. Like,
Damn!
and in my mind, all I could think is, see, you should have been listening in class, because it just look what you're doing. Look at what you're doing right now. So, he comes on top of me, and I'm just looking at him like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So now he comes a little closer, and I had my legs a little bent, but now I had him a little bit closer to me. And I remember he came forward, and I was like, no, this is not what we're doing. No, it's not. No, it wasn't. I could not believe the amount of pain I was in. I was like, oh my God, ow. Like, it was death. It was the worst pain ever. It was the worst pain ever. It was the worst pain ever. And he was like, you okay? And I'm like, I'm okay. He said, can I try again? I said, no, absolutely not, right? So he started laughing from when I said that. And he was okay with stopping. Like, this guy was just so patient with me. So I'm like, oh my God. Oh my point. He hands me my underwear, and I'm trying to put them on, and he helps me put them back on. And I'm just like, wow, like, where did this guy come from? Like, why is he being so sweet? Like, this doesn't sound nothing like my friend's time trying. And then he put his back on, and now I lay down next to him. He's laying on his back, so I laid on my stomach. And I remember my underwear were orange. And we were just laying there, so he put the blanket over me, and I remember he took his phone out, and he had the flash, right? So he had moved the camera. I mean, he had moved the blanket off of me, and he shined the light on my butt. So I'm looking like, oh, you know, I'm feeling a little bit more sexy. So I'm like, okay, you know, I done took my underwear off. So now I'm like, okay, we're now on a whole nother level. So he covered me back up, and then a little while later, like, he removed it again, and he shined the light. So now this time, he shines the light lower. So I'm just in my head like, it pretty much was like he went back to check for something. That was the feeling that he gave me, right? So I laid there for a few seconds, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go pee. So I get up, I go to pee, so I put my pants back on. And I go to the bathroom. I'm walking to the bathroom, and I pull down my pants and my underwear, and there was blood all over it. And I'm just like, wait, what did I just do? What did I just do? It just really hit me what just happened. So I'm bleeding, and I'm just like, oh my God, I am bleeding. I sat in that bathroom for so freaking long. I sat in that bathroom so long because not only did he shine the light on me because he saw blood, but he didn't even know how to say it. So I'm just like, oh my God. So now I'm just so embarrassed. I'm in the bathroom, I'm so embarrassed. Because I'm like, oh my freaking God, I got blood on my underwear. So I'm like, blood on my underwear. So that means it must be on his bed. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. So I put tissue there, and I pulled my pants back up. And then I went in his room. I sat there because there was none on my pants. So I had sat on his bed on the next spot. And so I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home now. So he walked me to the bus stop, and then I went home, and me and him definitely spoke about what happened. And I'm like, oh my God. He was like, oh, you know, you left blood on my bed. And I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I called my friend, and I'm like, girl, I let him put it in. And she's like, oh my God, how was it? And I'm like, it was awful. It freaking hurt. And I told him to stop. And this is the same girl who freaking made me my other story time. Yeah. So she's like, oh my God, you're not a virgin anymore. And at this time, I'm in college, my freshman year. And I'm just like, oh my freaking God. And she's like, you use a condom? I'm like, no, we didn't even use one. And I'm just in my head like, oh my God. Like, I let him put it in, and he didn't even use a condom. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like, yo, why didn't, like, when I spoke to him, when we spoke on it, I'm like, yo, we didn't even use a condom. And then he's like, oh, it's not like we even really needed one. Bruh, we needed one. We needed one. He told me that somebody told him before that when you with a virgin, you don't have to use condoms. And I'm like, what? Yo, I just was like, what is this guy even talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Yes, you do. Like, yes, you do. So, that was my first time. That right there. First time, I was like, nope. Not doing that again. And plus, my friend, she was like, oh my God, you're not a virgin anymore. And I felt so bad because I enjoyed being called a virgin. And I didn't even wait till I was married. And I'm just like, oh no, I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna try that again. I'm good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that story time. Don't forget to like, comment, let me know how your first time went, and subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. You know, let's get this family bigger, because I'm not gonna lie, my goal right now is to have 100 by December. I want 100 subscribers. I'm not asking for too much. 150 would be great, but 100 is good. Right now I'm at 67 and we're doing good, and I'm proud of what I have right now. And you know, I feel blessed because I do have people who are watching. Thank you for all that noise. I just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for listening. Like, thanks for coming here, you know. So I'll see you guys later in my next video. Peace.